Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time once again reviewing DC Comics Present issue 87. Now, as you know, meant to cover the team up of Superman and Superboy-prime, and I did cover the origin story, but what I'm covering is how Superman of Earth 1 teamed up with Superboy-prime. And it starts off how on Earth 1, due to the crisis, things have been going out of control in that. And we're introduced to where Superman is crying in agony after the death of Supergirl. And of course some aliens say, "Do you see that? I saw it. What does it mean? It can only mean one thing to us." And they point out that Supergirl's dead, and that this is going to be easy for them. So they transport Superman to Earth Prime, and thinks it's some weird coincidence. And as soon as he flies, he sees that there's no Gotham City, no Star City, and no Metropolis. And one guy who has a look in the sky says, "Look up in the sky! It's gone." And so Superman has to kind of hide cover, because people on Earth Prime aren't used to a guy flying in the sky. And of course we're introduced to where the Earth Prime version of Clark Kent ends up getting his superpowers when Comet comes and ends up meeting Superman. And so they find out that the Earth Prime version of Superboy has a Kryptonian structure, and they get to know each other. And even Superboy-prime, mainly says, "But I need to help here, figure out what to do next." And so Superman, reassures him that, that they'll need you in that. So after Laurie and her friends see that a tidal wave is coming, Superboy-prime tries to do his best to kind of stop it, but Superman mainly helps him out. And together they manage to create a fog from the tidal wave, and causing the people to unable to see him, and pretty much wondering where Clark is. And of course they have a kind of race and get to know each other. And this is where Superboy-prime gets to meet his heroes. And they get to fly around Halley's Comet, and even asking questions in space. So what's interesting is Jerry Kent tries to, look for basically Clark, and even Laurie points out that this is her fault and that she should have took better care of Clark. But they reassure her that, you're a responsible adult in that. And even Laurie asks if she can use her phone, the Kent's phone, to contact her parents, which they do. So as soon as the two Kents basically see a big alien invasion going on, Clark's pretty impressed that Superboy is quickly to respond to this, and quickly sees how Superboy-prime goes against some aliens and tries to play nice to them. And they even check his signature and says, but a cryptoid server of the destroyed world of Krypton. And so they try and take him out and bring him back to the ship. So Superman of Earth 1 takes down the aliens, and even gets held at gunpoint. So Superboy-prime tries to quickly flee, but Superman quickly points out that, just hold on a minute, you're Superboy, you need to set a better example. And, he says that I wasn't thinking in that. And they quickly take down the aliens with little to no effect. And even go into one of their devices, which turns out was a kind of camouflage system. And they manage to break through. And of course, as soon as the Kents try to file a police report, they end up meeting the two Supermen and find out their son has alien powers. And of course, Kent pretty much says that, I'm going to be taking your son. He's going to be helping me out. And Superboy-prime says, "I'll be back, Laurie. You better be." So of course they use the alien device to kind of transport back to Earth 1, and Superboy-prime says, "The Daily Globe! For real, this is just like being in the movies." And so they pretty much ask, want to see the life of being a reporter and that. And he does says that, "I have thought about it and I want to be a test pilot like Hal Jordan." And even Superman finds it a bit ridiculous, but ends up with him getting pulled out from Earth 1 and ends up with the aliens basically from Earth 1 to go against Superman, and ending the story here. So this story is actually pretty good. It does show before Superboy-prime got really screwed up. It showed for a moment that he was always meant to be a hero, but was taken before his time. And the story does show that there was a creative idea. So the issue deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.